everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, and outslay every single episode. We are here together to recap episode 12 of season 49. Quite a roller coaster of an episode in many ways.
Yeah.
And we're excited to be chatting again. Alysha, since the last time we filmed, how have you been, and how have you been kind of like prepping for the end of this season, because it ends next week? We only have one more episode to talk about after this one. How are you feeling?
I hate this place. Quoting Christina from this episode.
Oh, yeah.
When she was like, I hate this place.
The rats were crazy.
I know.
I'm sure that happens on every season, but the fact that they like devoted a scene to it was funny.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay. Listen, we had really high hopes for this episode.
We did.
And you know what? I'm still really excited to see how the season turns out.
Yes.
Like, no matter what, I think the next episode's going to be great.
Yeah.
It just, our dream scenario, our prayer,
Yeah.
did not come true.
Yeah.
And that's a major, major bummer.
Yeah. And we will dissect that for sure.
We're going to dissect that.
We will get into it for
We're
sure.
going to be fine.
Definitely, yes. A bit of a bummer, one might say. Bit of a roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
But I agree with you that I think next week will be really exciting because I think that it's a pretty open field.
I think so too.
I think that I genuinely see a path to victory for everybody except for one player, which we'll talk about at the end, which is not something you can usually say for every finale. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think back to a couple of seasons in the new era where it kind of felt like it was pretty locked up as soon as the finale was happening. Like, I think of like 45 with D. I think it was pretty obvious at that point that she was winning.
Rachel was locked in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rachel, barring someone getting, but like she was winning so many immunities too that it's like
she was incredible.
I think she had it locked up. I think that, you know, then there's other seasons we've watched where, I mean, you could even argue that like Erica had it locked up. The viewers didn't know that based on how the season was edited.
Secured.
But Erica, I think, locked it up against even like Ricard. I even think if Ricard had made it at the end, I think there's a chance that Erica still wins. So then there's been like seasons where it's pretty much a 2-horse race. Like we knew from 44, it was either going to be Carson or Jam Jam. 46, it was either going to be Kenzie or Charlie. And then on 48, it was either going to be Kyle or Camilla. But this time, you know, depending on the layout of the final 3, like I could see it being anybody. But maybe before I
don't know. No, I think we should go straight into it.
Okay.
First, we'll just say Steven gets voted out this episode.
He does. Rest in peace, Steven.
Yeah, rest in peace, our rocket scientist.
Yeah.
In listening to his exit interview, did you get a chance to listen?
I finished the episode literally 20 minutes
That's
ago.
okay. I'll fill you in.
Yeah, give me the tea.
So Steven basically, like, they played very different games than this person, but his exit interview and like his perception of the game and how people perceived him, it was kind of like giving Omar or Shaheen vibes a little bit, where it's like he really was the front runner and felt like the front runner. And so it was like the person to eliminate, right? And so he was just like, it was mine to lose. And he was pretty upset, but he was okay. Like he was chill. He said that his ideal final 3 was Rizzo, and Christina. And I thought that was interesting. He said he kind of just viewed Rizzo as like a clown that was just toying around with his idol, and it was annoying, honestly, that it was just like, am I going to play it? Am I not? Man. And it was like, we don't care.
That's really interesting insight for the final 3, for sure.
I know. When he said that, I was like, Rizzo?
Yeah.
You want to take Rizzo? That's so fascinating.
I think so, in that scenario, Steven would have done really well.
Rizzo obviously,
in that scenario, I think Rizzo could expect to get like Soph, Savannah, maybe even Nate.
Maybe.
But I think Steven would get everyone else.
I don't know if he could have gotten Nate, actually. I don't know. I
Nate's
really don't know.
been out of the game long enough that it's interesting.
I feel like he's removed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
okay.
Yeah, so who knows? So he did say that. He also said, let me remember. Oh, no, that was pretty much it. He said Rizzo wasn't a threat. He wanted to sit next to him in the final 3. He felt like he could have taken on anyone.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
mean-
I really could have taken anybody.
And I can kind of see it for sure. Like, he was a really good social player because everybody liked him, wanted to work with him. He had the physical strength. He had 2 immunity wins. He had the advantage. So, you know, I could definitely see him making a case for himself. Like, even with, you know, the first bit of the merge, like, I think he was pretty much running things, and then he recovered
Absolutely.
pretty well. Like,
Yep.
you know, I do think that's the thing is, like, I was talking to Alysha earlier before we started filming that, like, I totally see why Sage and Christina in particular decided to vote him out, because I do think that they would have lost against him.
Absolutely.
It's just interesting because, like, those 2 have really put themselves at the mercy of the other 3. Because those other 3 people, I genuinely do not think are going to turn on each other.
No.
They could surprise me. $1 million could get people to do really interesting things. But based on everything we saw this episode, what they said in their confessionals, I really think the 3 of them want to go to the end together. So
I think if a flip would have happened or was ever going to happen, it would have been this episode.
I think so too.
And I think it would have been Soph taking Rizzo's idol. And there's
Yeah.
no way, I think, that Rizzo, Savannah are going to turn on each other.
Yeah.
And Soph's not anymore, because she was like, apparently that sanctuary did it in for her, and it was a
Yeah.
sign from God that the 3 amigos are supposed to be together to the end.
Tres
Oh, yeah, the tres
leches.
leches.
Yeah.
The tres leches.
So,
But-
yeah, it's definitely an interesting finale scenario, to say
Very
the least.
fascinating.
Sage, we joked again before we started filming that Sage is such an interesting character because you can see in her gameplay and in the way she interacts with, like, the contestants that she has a strategic mind.
Yes.
But I also feel like there is a lot of emotion that plays. She kind of reminds me of Carolyn a little bit in that aspect, because I
yeah.
felt the same way that, like, I think Carolyn was perceived at the beginning as, like, kooky, emotional. She's just going to go with the wind. And she proved a lot of people wrong, where, like, she let emotion, like, fuel her strategic decisions instead of overriding them. So I won't say that Sage is necessarily a bad player. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No.
What I will say is that it's very interesting that, like, she very overtly made it her mission to take Savannah in particular out, but that Uli 3 out, and at every opportunity has fought to keep them in.
Yeah.
Like, every
single one.
Every time she had the opportunity to get one of them out, she, like, actively fought for the opposite outcome. So it's just like,
It's like, girl, what do you want?
yeah,
Like, what do you want?
Her exit interview, or I guess her winning interview, whatever it is,
Who
whatever
knows?
ends up happening, is the one that I'm the most interested to hear, because her game is the one that I understand currently the least. And that does not mean that I think she's a
100%.
bad player. It doesn't mean I don't think she can win, because I actually do think Sage could make a case for herself and win. But her game is the one I understand the least right now. Everyone else, I understand exactly where they are and why they've made the decisions they do. So I'm really interested to hear her perspective on why she did not vote one of them out when she could. You know, and if Steven was the biggest perceived threat on the island, then fine. But, like,
Then
what about earlier? Like, what? So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see.
I have no idea. I don't know what's going through her head, and I do believe she is a strategic player. Like,
Yeah.
we understand and know that she has that mind because she has navigated herself to this point in the game.
Yeah.
And I just think that her emotion overrides her strategic plans.
Yeah.
But this choice doesn't seem to be the most emotional. I guess it's just, like, kind of confusing. I think it puts her entire game, like, in a confusing light.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I've kind of understood your mess a little bit up to this point, but then this move just, like, completely threw it for me. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? So if there
Yeah.
was one thing we could count on this episode, it was Sage being our confusing little peasant of Ponderosa.
Yeah. I think.
Just kidding. We love her.
I think
I love,
that,
love.
It just makes me wonder if, based on what you said that Steven said about Rizzo,
Yeah.
the next logical conclusion that maybe I shouldn't say logical, but the next conclusion that my brain draws is maybe like Rizzo and Savannah are both like deeply unliked.
Perhaps.
Like maybe that's what we're not, because like this same phenomenon kind of happened on 48, where obviously production really loved Joe and Eva. And for obvious reasons, they were a very compelling story, like wonderful, beautiful emotion displayed there. But,
physical beasts too.
But based on what was said afterwards, they both were frankly like goats.
Yep.
Where Shaheen would have beaten them and he wanted to take them to the end. Camilla would have beaten them and she wanted to take them. And Kyle did beat them pretty handily. I think it was 5-2 to 1 or 4-2 to 1.
Yeah.
Like, so it makes me wonder if we're seeing the same thing again, where from the audience perspective, we're like, man, Rizzo and Savannah should have been gone, and they've kind of like run the game a little bit from our perspective. But it makes me wonder if like, oh, in actuality, people don't like them. They've kept them in because they don't like them. And maybe it really is that in like with the Jawan vote notwithstanding, I think Sage could make a case that she's kind of run the merge too, because that the only time that she was on the outs
was the Jawan
vote. Like she took out Nate. She helped take out MC. You know, she worked to get out Alex. And then she got blindsided with Jawan, but then got Sophie out and then got Steven. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think she's built a pretty handy resume for herself. And if Rizzo and Savannah are, we know for sure that Savannah has ruffled, or as Tyson would say, rustled. Or I guess, no, Hayden's the one that said that. Oh. Hayden said rustle feathers and Tyson's like, it's ruffle. We know Savannah.
Russell Hans feathers.
Yeah, we know Savannah has ruffled feathers.
Sure.
So I'm wondering if Rizzo has too, then maybe it's Sage. To the audience, we're like, what the fuck? Like, why did you not vote them out? But maybe to her, she's like, Steven would have beaten me, and I feel pretty confident that I could beat Savannah and Rizzo. So I just don't know.
But what confuses me so much is when they blindsided Jawan and Sage sat.
We just gave Savannah $1 million.
Yeah, she's like, we handed her $1 million.
I wonder, I mean,
it's like, she's obviously threatening.
Yeah, threatening. I think there was a lot of emotion there. Sure, yeah. And remind me, later in this episode, we see a conversation between Christina and Sage. One of them says, my final three is like us two and Soph. Does Sage say that to Christina, or did Christina say that to Sage? I guess it doesn't matter because it seemed like they both kind of agreed.
I think Sage was the one that said it.
Like, I want the final three to be me, you, and Soph.
And Soph.
So then if she said that and was truthful to Christina, which I imagine everybody wants to go to them with Christina because she's not going to win.
No.
Then it makes it a little bit more confusing because it's like, okay, if you were going to lose to Steven, fine. But now you've put yourself at the mercy of those three that are not going to turn on each other. So I wonder if Sage is just like, well, I know I'll lose to Steven. There's a chance I could beat these other three. And I'm going to take the chance of that I will win out. Yeah. Like, I'll win the immunities or win fire. But like, man, with Savannah winning so many challenges, like, you could make a reasonable assumption that she'll win the next two. Like, she'll win the next two and win out all the way to the end. She could become the first woman to win 5 immunity challenges.
Amazing.
Which is crazy.
How many did Rachel win?
Rachel may have joined that elite group that's won 4.
Because I know
for a fact Kim Spradlin won 4 on her winning season. I believe Chrissy Hoffbeck on 35. I believe she also won 4. Jenna Maraska on Amazon won 4. Oh my
gosh, that's right.
And I think that Rachel may have joined that group too. And I think, did Parv win 4 on Heroes vs. Villains? I know she won a ton. I don't know if she won 4 though. But anyway, while you're looking that up, regardless, to me, it seems like that's where Sage's head is at, is that like, I know for a fact I would lose against Steven. So I should vote out Steven now because Savannah has immunity. And maybe in her mind, she's like, okay, well, Savannah has immunity. I know that I think I could beat Rizzo and Soph, so I need to vote out Steven now. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
So it's Kelly Wigglesworth in season 1.
Oh,
she had won 4.
Yeah, she won.
Jenna.
Yes, Jenna also won 4.
Kim
won 4.
Chrissy and Rachel.
Okay, so Parv on Heroes vs. Villains must have won 3 then. Okay. So Savannah, I think there's a good chance she joins that group, and I think there's a good chance that she becomes the first woman to win 5. And of people that have won 5 immunities, I think I know for a fact that I think
I have to look this up now. Come on.
I know that Colby Donaldson on Australia did. I know that Ozzy on Cook Islands did. I know that Mike Holloway on Worlds Apart did. I don't know if there's any other men that have won 5.
Okay, let's see what
find
chat
out.
says.
Yeah, let's find out. Are you asking ChatGPT? Mm-hmm. We'll have to see if ChatGPT gives us some hallucinations.
Yeah, in the women's answer, it cited all like Survivor Wiki and stuff like that. Okay. In Survivor US history, the record for most individual immunity wins in a single season is 5, and it has been achieved by 6 players. I want you to guess.
Well, so I know for a fact Colby Donaldson's on there, Ozzy's on there, Mike Holloway's on there. Oh God, 5 in one season is no.
Think pre-China.
What Tom Westman?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Duh. Okay.
One more pre-China.
Really? Pre-China? Oh, Terry.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah, that one's so obvious too. Okay,
and
so
then
there's
Brad
one more.
Culpepper. Oh, sorry.
Oh, and okay, no, that makes sense. No, you're good. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we'll have to see if Savannah, Savannah, she could. Oh, 100%.
Especially considering, no shade, the competition. I mean, because Christina made the pitch to Sage, we need Steven to beat Savannah. Because none of us can.
Yeah.
Like, you proved today you can't to Sage.
Yeah.
She did great.
Oh, yeah, she did.
But she just, sorry, and I'll make a quick tangent about that. But it's like, they needed him to beat her. But I think Sage at this point is just like, Hail Mary. Like, I know I would lose to Steven.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to vote out Soph when I would rather sit next to her and maybe win.
Yeah.
So I might as well vote him out.
Yeah.
And that in that world, that makes complete sense.
For sure. And I think...
But it just makes the path there so much harder.
And I think that if we want to apply... I don't know if I would call this philosophy or just logic, but like Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is probably the correct one. And I'm like, like that...
That's probably it.
The simplest answer is, well, Savannah has immunity...
Yeah.
So we should get Steven out while he doesn't.
Like, there you go.
Then
Because they've been the only ones to win anything anyway.
Are we about to go on the same tangent about the immunity challenge? I think that we are.
Listen. If you want it so bad, freaking win it. Don't be like, but I want it so bad. I want it so bad. Just give it to me. Girl, go and get it.
I think that was just like her last ditch effort to like take it from Savannah. But I don't know. It
kills me.
Yeah.
And also like, I would understand if she were maybe competing against Steven.
Yeah.
And she tried making a pitch to him. Like, hey, I really want this one. You've won too. But to Savannah, whose name you've written down twice...
Yeah.
She's not going to give it to you. Like, are you kidding me? So it just bugs me so bad when people like try to negotiate their way out of it. I get it sometimes, and I think it can be really smart to do, but you should have known that Savannah is never going to negotiate her way out of anything. She wants the win. And like, she's been very clear about that against Yellow Sophie in challenges, but it just like the way she was just crying for it. Like, I really want it. Give it to me. Give me the win. I'm like, just win it then. Like, if you want it, do it.
Yeah.
What's your spiel about it all?
My take was...
Kills me.
I know that production loves a foreshadow.
They live for it.
So when Jeff is like, the only other time we did this challenge, it was won by D in 45, I was like... And because
24 minutes.
Because now
she went up for 24 minutes.
Because now my tangent's going to go further. We know for a fact that on 50, there's 2 winners.
I know.
And in my mind, I'm like, I feel like it makes more sense for them to have one winner. Because we know they're doing 3 tribes of 8 at the beginning. Yeah. I'm like, I feel like it makes more sense for them to have a winner on each tribe. So as soon as Jeff said that, I was like, I think my spidey senses are tingling a little bit. If he said that and they love a foreshadow, I'm like, okay, does that mean Savannah wins and then she's the 3rd winner on 50? Because at this point, I really do think... See, it's so funny because just a couple minutes ago, I was like, it's an open race. And I do think that depending on the final tribal makeup...
There's still a lot of games to play.
If somehow Savannah and Sage both leave, then yeah, like Sophi B or Rizzo, definitely not Christina. But sitting here talking to you now, I feel like if Savannah gets to the end, I think she might win no matter what. I think if Sage gets to the end, she might get to the end she might win no matter what. If Sage and Savannah are both in the final 3, I think it's a pretty close battle. Because Savannah would get Nate and Rizzo and Sophi B.
Easily.
Sage would definitely get Jawan, Christina, and I think you could argue that she maybe also gets like Alex.
Maybe.
Then it comes down to like Sophie S and who would be left? Oh, and Steven. Oh, and I don't know. I feel like Sage might get Steven too, because Steven would be like, you got me out. Like, so I don't know. Like, because this move too of what Sage did in this episode, I actually do feel like I'm having like real time. It's because I just watched the episode. Like, I've just finished it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
or I guess like 30 at this point. I actually think that this move for Sage is quietly really impactful, because if she gets to the end in front of the jury, she could say, everybody at that tribal was at my mercy. I could have decided who went home.
Yeah.
Because Steven blocked Savannah's vote, and if I thought that it was better for my game to get out Soph, I could have done it. I could have called Rizzo's bluff and tried to get him out. Or I voted out Steven. That the alliance of 3 lost control, and I got to pick who went home.
That's
like, I could totally imagine her saying that and being like, beyond the one time that I was out of the loop with Jawan, who I was never going to betray because he was my number 1, I ran the merge. And I put myself in the position to do that by stuff I did in the pre-merge, by like selling out Shannon and building trust with people like Steven and MC and Christina. Like, I can see Sage making a super solid case for herself, where I really do think that if she's at the end, her ideal final 3, if it's Soph, Christina, and her, Soph's going to get Rizzo and Savannah, and that might be it. Maybe Alex, because he's like, oh, I love to see my fellow Kella survivor. But
and the thing is, like, Sage has successfully been able to flip-flop and like kind of play everywhere,
and it has not bitten her in the ass.
No, and that's
people are still so willing to work with her.
Because like Alex got annihilated for doing that, and she's done that explicitly. And I think she's done it well. I mean, it's been really confusing for us, but for some reason she's not catching she's not catching heat. Like, people don't want to get her out for it. Yeah, and it makes me wonder if they like just don't view her as threatening, because in the very beginning, Uli's like, Sage is just like out there. Yeah. So it's like,
I think it's got to be like a combination of her social game. We know that she's built deep relationships, because Steven in this episode said like, I'm really close with Sage. Yeah. Even after she flipped on him to, get Alex out. Yeah. And kind of like put him at the bottom sort of thing. That's
crazy.
Like, so I think it's her social game. And I think it's the fact that she's put herself in a position, like, it's so funny, because in real time, I'm sitting here just like, she's put herself in a position where no matter what, people always have needed her vote. Every single time. Every single time. Like, with the MC vote, Rizzo and Savannah, like, and Sophie S needed her vote. Yeah, and so her and Jawan got MC out. They needed her vote to get Alex out. They needed her vote to get Sophie S out. They, she picked to vote out Steven. Yeah. Like,
and it's crazy that she picked to vote out Steven, and his advantage didn't matter at all.
And that's something she can put on her resume, is like, even though this was going to be Steven's moment, like, it didn't matter.
It was inconsequential.
And Sophie S and Sophie B's too. Like, the knowledge is power. Like, even if she stole Steven's advantage, it wouldn't have mattered, because Steven was going to go home anyway. And she could say like, yeah, when the votes happened, it could have been chaos, but Christina and I were going to vote out Steven no matter what. That was what we'd set out to do. So like,
let's play out this in our heads, where Soph does what we hoped and dreamed of, and she took Rizzo's idol. Yeah. So it's before the votes. Yeah. Do you think everyone would have flipped on Rizzo? Do you think it would have stayed Steven?
So I think,
because it sounds like they don't think Rizzo's threatening.
Well, and based on the way that everybody voted, I don't know if Soph would have ever really considered that, because Here's the thing though, because
she says it in the episode though.
Well, yeah, the confessional with her, the talk, like,
sure.
Yes, she definitely talks about it. I don't know if she ever really seriously considered it outside of when the producers asked her to say, like, what would it be like? Because I'm under the impression that she knew that everybody was voting Steven out. Like, I think it was pretty
clear.
Like, maybe not, because like Rizzo and Savannah seemed like a little bit disheartened of like, oh, like, sorry, girl. Like, they kind of felt like she was going. But like, I don't know. Like, I would be curious to know if she knew. Like, I guess what I'm curious to know is if Sage and Christina made it clear to everyone else they were flipping on Steven or not. Because they didn't know that Sophie had knowledge is power. So I can't think of a reason why they wouldn't tell her.
Yeah.
Because why else would they risk like that trio doing anything weird and just be like, hey, we're willing to cut Steven because we know that you three are not going to vote each other out. So let's just make it easy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, so that's why I'm like, yes, consider the scenario. if she does steal Rizzo's idol, I don't think she plays it for herself.
No,
I
think she keeps it because she also knows that it goes to Final Five.
Yes.
Because he has told Savannah.
Yes.
So
I think she would steal it, play it on herself at Final Five.
Yeah.
And now, do I think she was ever serious considering that? I don't think so. I think if she did that, I think that could be like her big flashy move.
I do think she lost the game because of that.
I think so too.
I genuinely think.
I think so too.
That was the moment she lost the game.
And she played so
In
well.
my notes, I'll let you see. When she finally tells them, by the way, at the reward challenge, when she decides to tell Rizzo and Savannah, I'm like, why? Right now? Like, was it really the sombreros and margaritas that did it for you?
Yeah. No, bitch, what? Yeah, I wrote the same thing too. I was like, I was really surprised. And her telling them, I was like, okay, is she telling them to like soften the blow of like, okay, maybe there's still a chance she's going to do it. Like, okay, she's making them really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's making them comfortable.
She's
letting them know whatever Steven has, I'll steal it. And then I will actually do something else. So then when she actually played it and didn't steal Rizzo's idol, I was like, damn, she's locked and loaded with them. And I was like, I agree. I'm like, I think she lost it. I think the only scenario that she could attempt to eke out a win is if it's her, Sage, and Christina at the end.
I agree.
And even then, I think Soph would be lucky. She would have to fight like hell to get more than 3 votes max, because Rizzo and Savannah are 100% voting for her, and maybe Alex, because they went through it together on Kella. But then Sage is for sure getting Steven, Jawan. I think there's a good chance that Sage picks up Sophie S, MC. Like I just don't know. I don't know.
I think also in the swaps, like Soph was swapped into a situation where she like got in with the majority.
She had
and it just was a little bit more easy that way, I think.
Yeah.
But
swapped into a majority with Uli, like on the original, like the first swap.
Yes, the first original swap.
Yeah, she did what she had to do. She played it well.
What she had to do, and it was great. But like also Sage, because she got swapped into a similar scenario.
Yeah.
But her partner, supposedly in crime, threw her completely under the bus, and Sage was able to like flip it all around. Yeah. And she's just, I think she's just had more agency in the game than Soph. But Soph,
oh my God, you're so right.
Just post like swaps, I guess, and merge, because if we look at the very first quarter of the game, Soph 8.
Yes.
She crushed.
Yes.
But it's hard because that was like this much of the game, and now there's this much of the game to look at. And Sage didn't even have the basis of like good relationships with her original tribe. Yeah. Like she likely would have gone.
Yeah. Her, Jawan.
If there was a vote.
Yeah.
Yet she navigated herself out of that situation so beautifully when I think she was put in more difficult situations than Soph. And Soph has been able to hide with the security of
there's bigger targets in front of me. And you know, I think that's a valid strategy, because that's what she said she wanted to do pregame. She wanted to get a big dude in front of her, and it was Jake. And then when Jake was gone and she got swapped onto Uli, yeah, she was like, well, I need to get in with a majority because I have no alliance.
Yeah.
And then I feel like she was like, Savannah and Rizzo are way bigger threats than me, and I'm happy to keep them in front of me. So, like, I think that both Sage and Sophi B played basically the best games they could with the cards that were in front of them.
Yeah.
And they both had one big fumble. Sophi B's is that, you know, well, I guess Sophi B you could argue too, because she got blindsided with Nate leaving. But that one wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't think that was really
then, yeah,
her
she
fault.
had the big whiff this time with the knowledge power. Whereas Sage basically has run her game, and she had one big whiff being on the outs when Jawan went home. So they both kind of have one big strike. I guess Sophi B technically has two, but like they both have one big strike. And yeah, now that you've put this so eloquently, they did have like pretty similar games. I guess the difference being that I think Soph's early game was a lot more challenging because she lost every immunity challenge, and Sage only went to like one pre-merge tribal. Whereas I think that Soph took a little bit more of a back seat, which I think was the right decision to do. It's just way harder to sell your game that way. Whereas someone like Sage can be like, I decided who went home every single time with the exception of Jawan. And this move I made, I completely neutralized both advantages that were in the game.
Yeah.
And I can plan my game around the fact that I know Rizzo's playing his idol at 5.
It's true.
So the only challenge that Sage has is if Savannah wins immunity at Final 5 and Rizzo plays his idol,
that's going to be
I think
tough.
she's out. Because there's no... So Savannah and Rizzo are not turning on each other.
No.
There's no way. So...
And they would rather sit next to Christina
that's what I'm saying.
anytime.
Sage has... Well, and I think now with Sophi B whiffing that hard, I think that Rizzo and Savannah are both like, oh, hell yeah.
They're
we need
like,
to,
perfect.
Yes, we need to keep her with
This
us
played
because no
out
one's
so
going to go
well.
for her. So Sage's big obstacle is like she has to find a way to get through Final 5. And if she does... I think she has a good shot to win.
Yes, and I think what's so hard about her fumble in comparison to Sophi B's is that Sophi B's was so public to the jury.
Yeah.
And it was right in front of the jury. And so was the Jawan blindside.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily like her fault.
Yeah.
And neither was Soph's like her misusing that advantage. But when there was another advantage so easily available that also guaranteed your safety, and you knew it would guarantee your safety into Final 5 is crazy. And so I think what's so hard is that I feel like Sage can still come back from her fumble because she also has had more game ahead of her. But Soph, I think, ended it right there because she doesn't have enough game left to like be able to flip it around.
Oh yeah, no, she doesn't. Just now too, another real-time thing. I don't think that Soph knew what Sage and Christina were going to do. Yeah. Because I think if she knew that they were going to vote Steven out, I don't think she would have tried to steal his advantage. Because I think that if Sophi B knew that they were going to vote him out, I think that Sage would have just told him. Yeah. I think, or told her. Like, I think Sage would have been like, Christina and I are voting out Steven. He has this advantage. He's going to play on you. I think Sage played it perfectly. Yeah. So that that alliance of 3 would be like, well, oh shit, like one of us is going home. And then Sage would be like, actually, Steven's going home and I...
Bye. I knew that would happen.
I think that if Sophi B knew that Steven was going home, I think she would have saved her advantage. And then she maybe would have considered at Final 5, like, do I take Rizzo's idol from him?
And the answer is freaking yes.
And we get him out. And then it would have been crazy too, because then it's like, God, imagine a scenario of like, oh, Savannah won immunity. Rizzo's going to play his idol. It's like...
That's crazy.
Like, do I steal it to make sure that we get him out? Like, oh, yes. I don't know. Like, yeah. So I think I answered my own question. And maybe I'll be wrong because we'll have to see what happens when the post-game interviews come out and we can hear everything. But just now, as I'm sitting here processing this and you're talking to me and you're making a lot of sense, I'm like, I think Sophi B stealing Steven's advantage was done because she thought that one of them was going to go home. She was worried that Steven's advantage was going to send her or Rizzo home. And I don't think Sage and Christina told her I don't think she told them what they were going to do. Which
is wild because at the beginning of this episode and after the episode, I'm like, Sage, you idiot.
Yeah.
But then also like talking through it, I'm like, You dog.
Well, and the only
genius.
the only thing that makes me wonder still is Sophie B's confessional said like, well, you better go home now because that was embarrassing. So that alone, it's like, you better go home now. Like, did she say that like, oh, you better go home, like Sage and Christina told me they're voting you out, or oh, you better go home, maybe his advantage was given to someone else and it wasn't played.
Sure.
So I don't know. But I think my conclusion I'm coming away with from this episode is that I think Sage has made a really good case for herself. She just has to get through final 5. Otherwise, I think Savannah might have it locked up.
She has it so locked in.
It would be
right
really
now.
hard to argue against Savannah saying,
how could you?
like, I was on the bottom, Rizzo, Soph, and I fought our way back to the top. I won 5 immunity challenges, which is tied for the most, and no woman has ever done that. Like, you have to give it to me.
That would be major.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I want that for her. I really, really do.
And then she wins, and then she's the winner that's on 50. Like, crazy. Because
so
we know for a
good.
fact there's 2 people from 49 that are on 50, and they won't start on the same tribe. So I just feel like to make the tribes like more uniform, it just makes sense to me that there would be a winner from 49, so that there's one winner on each tribe. And I feel like, and so I'm like, it's got to be like, I feel like it's got to be one of the 49 people that's a winner. So I feel like it's got to be Savannah because of the foreshadowing that happened in this episode.
That makes so much sense.
So I just don't know. Like, I don't know.
What if they do that challenge again and Savannah and Dee compete against each other?
Well, here's the thing. I know that we have it in the works to do an episode where we are multiple episodes where we like deep dive on the 50 cast leading up to it. But just since we're talking about it now, if we're talking about people whose threat level is at the very top, I think that Dee is like number 1 or number 2. And it's like
easily.
Dee and Suri. I genuinely think those are the people that have the 2 biggest threat levels. Because Suri already has a giant threat level, but then you take into consideration, since the last time she played Survivor, she won the Traitors.
Yep.
And the way that she won was crazy.
Insane.
And she made a deep run in Big Brother and probably had a really good shot to win if her son wasn't such a moron. Did you watch that season?
I did watch that season.
Like, she was running the game and only lost it genuinely because she was playing handicap because Jared was an idiot.
Yeah, Jared was so dumb.
Like, if she was not playing with her son, the way that she had the whole house wrapped around her finger and only lost because Jared was so stupid. Like,
he was a fool.
So
how did she do didn't she play in an Australian Survivor?
I haven't watched it yet. I don't know. I haven't had it spoiled for me. I haven't watched.
I don't know either.
I like to think that maybe she won. I just feel like if she won, I would have seen something about it
by now.
But that was filmed. God, was that filmed before or after 50? It had to have been filmed before.
Before, yeah. I think, but it was announced
We'll see then
before.
That's another thing too. Like, people are going to be like, I don't know if the people that played 50 will have known how she did, because if I'm right, Australia versus the World was airing, I want to say like July through August. Like, it was during the summer.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So the 50 cast filmed in like May.
Yeah.
Because it was the same time that Love Island was happening.
Did I tell you that one of my friends flew back from Fiji?
Yes, you did tell me.
The cast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you did tell me this.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Suri's placement on Australia versus the World would have been known. But I do. Yeah, you're right that the fact that she was selected to play.
It's
so
crazy.
that's what I'm saying. Like, anyway, we were talking about Dee, and I'm going on a bit of a tangent. But I think the threat levels going in, Dee has a super high threat level, Suri. And I honestly think if like, for example, if Savannah wins and is on 49, of course you know that it's going to come out like, oh, I just won and I won 5 immunity challenges. God, like, her threat level's through the roof too.
But it's like the 50 cast wouldn't know any of that.
Well, yeah, but I'm wondering, like, production wouldn't let her, like, even if production wouldn't let her lie about it, if they see the 3 tribes, and it's like, oh, Dee's on tribe 1, Kyle's on tribe 2, there's this person from 49 that's on the trip, and we know that nobody else won. Like, I think it would be obvious.
And for sure, like, in the game, as they're playing, I'm sure Jeff would be like,
100%.
Sav, who has won, da. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. So, like, I know that we haven't really talked too much about what happened in the episode. I don't really know if we need to, because, like,
I'll look at my notes.
We pretty much hit all the big points. My prediction I'm making going into next week's finale is I really think it's a 2-horse race between Sage and Savannah.
Agreed.
Whichever one is sitting at the end without the other, I think wins. If they're both in the final 3, I think it's more of a battle where Savannah, I think, has 3 votes locked up, and Sage could have 2 to 3 votes locked up depending on what the jury looks like. And then they have to fight for the people in the middle, which could be really interesting. We could see it being more of like a D Austin situation where it was like a 5-3, or like a Kenzie and Charlie, where it really was more of a battle than like a blowout. So,
and I think it might be more like a Kenzie Charlie situation, just for how unlikable Savannah is
to certain people,
certain people.
Yeah.
Because certain people have a strong dislike about her.
Yeah.
And I would, so I think it would just make it much more of a battle.
Speaking of that, though, that's the first thing I have in my notes. I read that I think that conversation was like staged.
What?
Like I was reading a Reddit thread, so I didn't read the interviews themselves, but people in the comments were like, oh my God, does this mean that the conversation between Savannah and Christina was staged to get Sophie S to feel like super comfortable with the fact that there's no way that they were all going to vote her out?
I don't know, because also in this tribal, Christina was making comments about Savannah's picks for the sanctuary.
Yeah.
And she was just like, well, she could have made a decision to like become friends with someone like me and to like help mend things and think about her game, but she just didn't. And Savannah just looked at her and like, she kind of like rolled her eyes a bit. It just like made me feel like it is organic and that it wasn't completely staged, but maybe it was. Okay,
so yeah, it's on Reddit. According to Savannah, that moment at Tribal Council was pre-planned. I think her and Christina, there's a Reddit video of her explaining
of Savannah. Oh my gosh.
Where there's a hint of this left in the edit. Savannah says this vote is about revenge. She knows someone's been throwing her name out. Christina takes that as her cue by reacting to the bait and volunteers that everyone knows she's voting Savannah and that they never vote together, implying that Savannah wants revenge on Christina. That implication would have been clear to us if we'd known that Sophie thought Savannah and Rizzo were voting Christina. Then in her confessional, Sophie basically says that the revenge she's referring to was Sage's, but it's about strategy for her as she votes Sophie. Then we find out Christina also voted Sophie. I understand not including the whole thing because it makes the outcome of the vote predictable and boring, but wish they would have kept the little fist bump after the votes were read. Also, no wonder production made Sophie sit between Savannah and Christina at Tribal Lol.
Got it.
This makes me believe.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah, that moment was apparently. So I still don't know if maybe they still don't have the greatest bond, but we were gagged by that and like, wow, Christina. Sloppy gameplay, which is funny because in this episode, Steven literally says she's a sloppy player.
Yeah.
But we have to I have to own up to that like, okay, that was not a moment of sloppy gameplay. That apparently was a strategic decision made by Savannah and Christina to ensure that Sophie S did not get Q with the vote.
Yeah, and it's like,
or like play her shot in the dark or something.
I think her words, or maybe like how she went about it, was staged with Savannah. But I do think her feelings were
still true.
Okay. Just given how much crap she's talked about Savannah before that moment and after that moment. So it's like, I do think it was staged. And she's like, yeah, totally. I can act like I strongly dislike you.
It's super easy because I know I don't.
Yeah. She's like, sure, I can act.
Yeah.
Like, haha.
Steven saying that Christina is sloppy.
With spaghetti all over her face. That was savage.
Yeah, like, I know that I just said that he brought that up this episode and we've called her sloppy too, but like, it's so rare to see like allies like that just like openly be like, my ally is like so bad at Survivor.
It's
like
crazy.
Such sloppy gameplay. It was just really interesting.
It was kind of funny. It was shady.
And I felt vindicated because I was like, yeah, like we've been saying
facts.
that. We've been new.
Yeah, we knew that. I listened to it was also in Steven's exit interview. Rob Sesternino asked if he never got that advantage, would he still be in the game because of how much it like royally screwed him over?
I don't think so. I think he would have gotten voted out anyway.
Do you really?
Yeah. 100%. If everything is the same, then yeah, like, because Savannah still had immunity, and obviously at this point, people don't necessarily see Rizzo as a threat, and I think Soph was only getting votes because it was like, well, Rizzo and Savannah are both safe because they all thought Rizzo was playing his idol at 6.
Yeah, and I guess like to our point earlier, because of how much power Sage's vote really had in that moment, his advantage didn't matter anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess it doesn't.
Man, I'm sitting here and I'm like, have we been overrating Soph's game?
No. I don't think so.
Up to this point, I don't think so either, but I'm just trying to ask myself like more critically. Is it just because I really liked her and was rooting for her? But no. Because all of her gameplay on Kella was good. She did everything she needed to do to get, no. We're not overrating it. We're not. She just whiffed at the end.
Yeah.
If in another universe, she plays the knowledge is power advantage correctly and goes on to win the whole thing. But I don't think she's winning anymore.
No.
Which is really sad because I love her.
It's such a bummer. Yeah. We were rooting for her so hard.
She's one of my favorite new era players. I genuinely think she's up there with Carolyn. She's up there with Emily Flippin from 45. She's up there with Kenzie and Erica because they were both my winner picks and I love them.
I wish I could see more from Venus.
Oh my, I think I told you. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast.
She's on another show?
She's on Canadian Traders.
When is it out? Where?
It's airing right now. I just don't know if it's on Peacock or anything.
We have to find it because I would die just to like watch her play.
We've said this before.
I loved her.
We've said this before. We needed a new era All-Stars, and Venus 100% should have been on it. Venus, Shan, Jessie, Carolyn, Shaheen, Sam, Andy, Omar. Oh my God, we needed a freaking new era All-Stars. That would have been crazy. The new era All-Stars cast would have been better than 50s. Honestly.
Literally. This is what I think they could do for 51.
Sophi B on new era All-Stars because she's not winning.
Yeah. Like if they did a new era All-Stars, they should do it at 51. Like I think it would be a cool, cause like how do you follow up 50? Come on. With like such a good cast. I don't think they're going to.
They won't.
I'm just saying I think that would be epic.
I think we might see another reboot sort of situation.
Really?
Yes, because as Rob C said, and as we discussed last week, I think the show really needs it.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think we really need a reboot of like.
You said Canada? Traders Canada?
Yes.
Sorry, keep going.
The Traders Canada, yeah. Erica was on the Traders Canada as well. On I think the first season, and she was the first boot.
Apple TV.
Because people were scared of her.
Apple TV.
It says it's on Apple TV. That's interesting. Because I know that, like, I think the British Traders is on Peacock, too. So it'd be interesting.
It is. It says CTV. You can do it there. Crave. Available to stream.
Crave
subscription.
I think Crave is a streaming platform in Canada that a lot of stuff is on.
Oh, oops. It says Apple TV Canada. You may be able to buy our episode season through Apple TV in Canada.
If it's anywhere, it's going to be on Peacock, I think. Because Peacock probably has the rights to the Traders in the U.S.
What about Peacock? ChatGPT?
I want to see your Peacock.
Your Peacock.
All right. So yeah, like beyond what we've already discussed, like I said, I don't necessarily know if there's a ton left to really chat about as far as what happened, because like I mean obviously like we had the beautiful like family letters from home thing, like,
oh my gosh,
Rizzo's story. Rizzo's story was very powerful. Like
that was mean.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like he definitely was very emotional. I just died
at his like crying voice. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, it was very, very tender.
But like, it was so sweet.
My parents don't write English very well, and they wrote my letters. My brother wrote me a letter, and he was my best friend.
Oh, like, it was so cute.
And I loved what Sophi B's, like, her reflection on her grandma of, like, the show, like, has kept me close to her. And, like, she always told me, like, don't wait to live.
And Survivor loves that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I loved her grandma's message of,
don't wait to live.
That's what I was hoping for in the sanctuary when they're reading their loved one visits. I was hoping it could bring Soph back to reality.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I need to do this now. Like, I need to make my big moves now.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it would ignite that in her.
And she did. Like
she did in the confessional. She was like,
well, I was going to say, like, she did make her big move at Tribal. She just whiffed it.
She whiffed it big time.
Yeah.
But I even think, like, stealing the advantage if she could have and using it in their favor, I still think she would lose to Savannah. So I don't know who she would want to sit next to.
Yeah.
Just with Savannah's wins and how dominating she's been.
Yeah.
So I still think her winning move would have been to steal Rizzo's idol. Especially if it's been a joke this whole season amongst the players that he's just like a boy clowning around with an idol. It would have been so major to like steal the thing that he's been flaunting and use it for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I was hoping that her letter would like bring that fight back into her, because I feel like it does with loved ones' letters. But it also was cute to see like the camaraderie with the players. And then it was nice to see Savannah's letters and like see the love from her family and her dad and all of that.
Yeah.
I did write down, okay, I'll just go through. I died when Rizzo was saying, I can't remember what, I think it was to the vote to get out Yellow Sophie, but he said that was God tier cinema.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, Rizzo, you crack me up.
It was funny how celebratory they all were when they got back from camp to get her out. She was perceived by them as like a huge threat to win.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially given the resume that Rizzo wrote for her.
Yeah.
It's like, she actually is.
Yeah.
Question that I wanted to ask you, how often is everyone together at a final 7? When it was a unanimous vote.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I have the numbers off the top of my head, but I don't know.
I would be curious, because I feel like
7 is where you make a move, because it's
big
like
moves.
You flip like a 4 to a 3. Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I was like, dang, I mean, how often is that a unanimous vote?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I write down? I think it was like one of the first times we really saw stormy, rainy weather on this season.
Yeah.
Oh, I died in the reward challenge when they were like throwing the things on top of the post, and Christina goes to throw her first one.
She like throws it behind her. And Jeff's like, you'll get it. And
it was so funny because Soph throws one and she didn't whiff it, but she was just like, that was bad.
Yeah.
And then Christina goes and literally just like chucks it behind her.
That was funny.
It was so funny.
That was funny.
Soph also said in front of everyone when Jeff was like, Soph, how do you feel about being picked? She was like, I thought Savannah might put her game above our friendship, but she didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's because you're thinking that way. And you should put your game above your friendship, but you didn't.
Yeah, like Soph is someone that like she has such a mind for Survivor. And I don't even necessarily want to say it's just that friendship got in the way. Because it did a little bit, but like I think in her mind she still thought she was making a big move. Yeah. And she thought she was going to protect her alliance. And she just whiffed it. And it's really disappointing because the edit placed so much emphasis on the fact like she hasn't told anyone. She's waiting for the right moment. And I was just like, oh, it was devastating.
I know.
Like so devastating. I'm glad she's still in because I love her.
Me too.
I don't think she's going to win.
Me neither.
But that is okay, because Sophi B, you are out there and we still love you, and we would love to just like rewind time for you if we could. You know, I'd love to do a redo so that you could steal Rizzo's idol and win the game with it.
Yep. Okay, the other just couple things that I had, I guess we've like touched on it lightly. It was another thing that I noticed from the jury about Rizzo's game. Yeah. Because he's been like playing around with this idol so much. And when he goes to like fake play it and be like, oh, whatever, maybe I'll just keep it for myself. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Backtrack. It was before that when they're talking about ammunition. Yeah. And they're in this war and it's like about who has more ammunition and da-da-da-da-da. And then Rizzo's like, but I don't know, maybe like I'm getting played and blah, blah, blah. Like made this whole thing that he could be like, I don't know, maybe it's me tonight. Like, but you can tell he like knows that it's not in his head because he really thinks that with Sophie's advantage, they're going to be like completely safe. Anyway, it shows Alex and Juwan rolling their eyes at Rizzo while he's talking. Yeah. They're just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So it kind of like confirms what Steven feels, that Rizzo might be perceived as just like a clown.
He might, honestly, their personalities are very different, but he may be perceived really similarly to Xander on 41, because Xander famously like held on to an idol all the way to the end. Yeah. played it and the audience loved him and then he got no votes and
But the
everybody was
jury's
like,
"Nah."
what? How did he not get any votes? And it's like, because obviously nobody respected him and he
impressed.
wasn't like a factor really.
Yeah.
And Rizzo might end up being the same thing. Like
He might.
I'm curious to see like if the final three is something like Savannah, Rizzo, and Soph, or even like Savannah, Rizzo, Christina, like do we get our first unanimous vote as far as the jury goes?
I don't know. I feel like
Would
someone
everyone
would
vote
still
for Savannah?
throw
You think someone would still
Christina.
vote to give Christina second place?
I do.
That you want to know what I think is corny and played out?
That.
Yeah. I understand why people do it because you're giving them like more money.
Sure.
But I'm just like,
Come on,
why
let's
are
have
we
a
voting
clean
for people
sweep.
to win second? Vote for who you want to win. What's with this like second place BS?
Totally.
Like I understand it's way different when you're out there and you live with these people for a month and you probably are really
Blah, blah,
invested.
blah. Mm-hmm.
But just from my standpoint as a white man with a podcast who thinks he knows everything,
Stop.
is I'm like, that is so corny.
Exactly.
Just vote for who you want to win. Why are we trying to litigate who gets second or third? Like the only time that it was ever cool or funny to me is on season 29, Blood versus Water 2, where Reed intentionally
goes off.
votes for Jacqueline because he knows Jacqueline's getting one vote from her fiance. Missy is getting one vote from her daughter. Everyone else is voting for Natalie, but I am still going to vote for Jacqueline to make sure that Missy gets third place.
Honestly,
that's like the only time that I thought it was cool or funny or interesting at all.
That's so different.
Yeah.
Reed was like so iconic for that. And his
so
final
iconic.
tribal,
Iconic.
he had no right annihilating her the way that he did. But I loved it.
Oh, I loved seeing her
Just
get
pure.
dragged.
You know what though? I honestly am the worst because I'm over here like I hate Carla because she's so mean, and then I'm like I love Reed because he literally bullied and tore apart this mother in front of her daughter and everyone.
Yeah, but she like bullied him.
Yeah,
too.
she was horrible. It really is true.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it. But anyway,
San Juan del Sur is so underrated to me.
It really is.
The pre-merge is a little slow, but man, that merge is so fierce.
It's so
It is
tasty.
so fierce.
Yeah.
I love the merge phase of San Juan del Sur.
Me too. The last thing I'm going to say about Rizzo, and all of this being said, he is the R-I-Z-G-O-D, Riz God, baby.
Yes, because
he still has balls of steel.
Balls of steel. Still didn't play the idol.
And I don't think Savannah, no, there's no way Savannah could be where she is or Soph could be where she is without Rizzo because
100%.
Socially, I think while people viewed him a little bit as a clown, or maybe they do view him that way, he's hella smart.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Marianne, where she's like, I'm young and people perceive me as young and not like intellectual and I don't know what's going on, but I knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like Rizzo. But my guy, how do you expect or hope to be one of the greatest to ever play this game when you are ass at the challenges?
Listen.
And puzzles.
One of the best players of all time is horrible at challenges. Sandra. She won twice, girl.
I mean,
you don't need to be good at
Sandra-
challenges to be the best at Survivor.
No. I understand. But it's like when you think of a lot of greats, like the greatest, because he's trying to, like, the greatest,
100%. Yeah.
then you kind of got to be a little bit threatening, I feel like, in that way. Or I don't know. I guess you're right, because Sandra, and I'm not saying that the greatest has to be good at everything.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Because, like, I love the players that I live for a nerd and an underdog who can't do any of those things, but they're still good at, like, puzzles or something.
Yeah.
He just has the energy and the charisma, like, for lack of a better term, the riz inside of him to, like, be as great as he is. It just cracks me up. He's like, I can't do puzzles. I can't do any of these challenges. But you know what? I am going to be one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He better be good at fire.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think? Let's just play out a couple scenarios to the end, though. Let's say Savannah wins, Rizzo plays his idol, Sage goes home. Who do you think will win in that next scenario with those 5, and who goes to fire? Christina's not going to win.
You're saying if Sage goes at final 5, what happens at final 4?
What happens at 4?
I think Savannah probably wins immunity again. Granted, final immunity challenges in the new era kind of have a weird streak of a random person winning.
Absolutely.
Like Ben winning on 46, Romeo winning on 42, Heidi winning on 44. Like there's like a weird
trend that it's just like.
Yeah.
So Rizzo.
Yeah.
What if Rizzo pulls it out? Let's just say that.
I mean, I think he probably puts.
Do you think he puts Savannah and Christina?
Probably, yeah.
Or
I think he puts whoever would have. He seemingly wants to go to the end with those three, so I think he puts whoever has the best shot at beating Christina in fire.
Yeah,
is what I think he does.
I mean, I wonder if Soph in that scenario is like, please put me in fire.
Maybe, but
so I can put it on my resume. That needs to go home. But
if Soph somehow won immunity, put herself in fire against Savannah, and then won,
that would be major.
Now, do I hate that? Like, I don't like that. I hate that Chris Underwood like made that a thing because I just am like, why should like. I logically understand it. Like, you put yourself in the position to get the biggest threat out, so props. But to me, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I'm just like, it's so like, it's like so lame that it's the expectation now of like, oh, you want your one last chance to prove it? Like, I just don't know. I think it's dumb.
I don't get it because it's like you already beat them obviously in the immunity challenge. So why do you need to beat them again?
Well, it's because like, oh, well, they're the best player. So if you take them to the end, then you're dumb.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get it. It's not even that I don't understand it. It's just like, that's the way the game is structured now because of forced fire making. So I understand why people do it. I still think it's dumb that it even happens, but I understand why Chris Underwood did it, why Heidi did it. And if Soph did it to get Savannah out and then wins, props her. She's not going to do that though. No. She's not. They are not going to turn on each other. If for some reason one of them comes out and flips on each other at the very end, like that'll be kind of nuts. I just don't think it'll happen. And I think if anyone would do it, I really feel like it would be Savannah at this point. You think Savannah would stab them in the back? I just don't think she has any reason to because Soph is not going to win anything anymore because she just made a fool of herself in front of the jury. And apparently no one likes Rizzo. So it's like. But I'm just saying, I think if any of them were to flip. Yeah. At this point, Savannah would do it. I feel like Savannah would be the one to do it just because I feel like she's the only one that's got the kahoonies to do it at this point. Yeah. All right. Last item of business. Queen of the week. It's Sage. Holy moly. I think Sage. Really? Yeah, because like. Literally, I love at the start of this episode, I'm like, who's the biggest peasant of Ponderosa? Sage. But then after talking it through, it's like, that girl is smart. I think because it's not Sophie. It's not Christina. Like, I think the only Savannah? But even Savannah, like, she got her vote blocked and she was kind of helpless. Like, she didn't really have any say in what happened. Granted, she was going home if she didn't win immunity. Yeah. And she won the reward and immunity. Yes, she did. So I think it's between Savannah and Sage. God, when you put it like that, because she was going to go home if she didn't win. She was going to go home, and she won twice. Yeah, I feel like my gut is to give it to Sage just because she neutralized someone that would have beaten her and both advantages. Sure. And it takes crazy. Yeah, and she convinced Christina like to be lockstep with her in that sense. So my gut says give it to Sage. I would also be fine with a Savannah answer for Queen of the Week, but is my winner pick gonna win? Yeah, I don't know. I think my winner pick's gonna win. I'm just realizing too that I'm really worried my audio this episode is gonna be because I've been doing a lot of this. So we'll have to see how it turns out. We'll see. I've not been like super. I can always turn up the mic. Well, I mean, we're at the end of the episode now, so we'll see. But I'm realizing that I feel like I haven't done. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought, but I just feel like I haven't been as close to the mic as necessary. I can also turn up your audio in editing. We'll see what happens. Because they're on two separate mics. Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll see what happens. Let's give it to Sage. Why not? Yeah, let's give it to Sage. Again. Just because strategically it's crazy. Yeah. When she went into that tribal having 0 ammunition. Yeah. And Soph had the other alliance had 2. Yeah. 2 bullets in their chamber. They had 1. Yeah. She was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have you 2 shoot at each other, and I'm gonna shoot you, and you're gonna be gone. Yep. It's just wild. Yep. She's a trickster. Yeah. And she's a good one. Yeah. We'll have to see how it all plays out next week. So until then. Yes. Next week's going to be a 2-hour finale. Won't it be longer? I feel like 3? They're always longer because they don't do the reunion show as like a separate thing. I think it's I'm pretty sure it'll be like a 3-hour. Oh, I cannot wait. Or at least 2.5 or something. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. So we will see you next week for the final episode of Survivor 49. And then we can finally talk about which 2 castaways are on 50.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll make an announcement. Like, I wonder if Jeff, like, at the reunion of 49 will, like, be, we have 2 slots and we want
you and you.
you and you. I almost just said it. We want you and you.
It's like,
I know. Just for the sake of, we know who it is, but we'll see.
It's going to be exciting though. And then I'm really excited to dig into 50.
Yes, we've got a lot of plans. We want to do like deep dive on the cast of, you know, what does every player look like? What does their game look like? What do we think they're going to do? We want to do like a threat level analysis. You know, we want to do...
We should do a live like draft pick with you and me.
For sure.
That would be really fun.
We can do a draft.
So
I also think I think it would be fun to kind of just do like a new era, like retrospective too, of like 41 to 49. Where did we start? Where are we at? And how do we feel like that's going to play into 50? We can talk about like the meta and like what the game, you know, looks like. I think we have a lot of exciting things planned between 49 and 50, and we will still be giving you that content. So stay tuned. Even after the season is over, we're going to give you some content. The lead up to 50 is going to be crazy. Yeah. And we're going to make it happen. It's going to be fierce.
It is going to be so fierce. My friends, the queens have spoken.
The queens have spoken.
A
lot.
Love this.
We do.
We have spoken
a lot.
Last episode, literally 2 hours.
Just yapping.
Listen, it doesn't even matter because we're just having a good time.
We are
talking about our favorite show in the world, and whoever finds us finds us.
Yes.
Jake,
we love you.
Listening.
Miss you.
Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Hope baby's doing well.
Yes.
And we will see you all next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.